I've been faithful, but he's been faithful in my situation. Is it anybody in here want to give God a praise? 2018 closed the door kind of praise because God has been faithful. God has kept you. God has sustained you. God has delivered you. God has lifted you. God, yeah, thank you, God. God has freed you. God has committed to you. Is it anybody in here other than me made up your mind? Thank you, God, for everything 2018 brought me. I thank you, God. I thank you, and I give you praise. Yeah. I don't know about you. Somebody waiting on the ball to drop in New York, but the ball already done dropped for me. When he crossed me, woke me up this morning, he dropped the ball there. And I think the gap man would say, you dropped the bomb on me. But it wasn't a bomb to explode. It was a bomb to uplift. Amen. And I thank God, yeah, for the bomb of Gilead. I thank God, yeah. I didn't mean to make noise in here. I didn't mean to be trouble and stir up things in here. I didn't mean to be real loud in here. But when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me, I gotta praise and I gotta get it. I started 2018 not sure when I was gonna make it. Not sure when I would have kept my mind. Not sure when I would have kept my family. But I thank God. Yeah. I'm claiming tomorrow even though tomorrow ain't here. Thank you, God. Hallelujah. Yeah, I come to give you some praise. Yeah. Thank you, God. Yeah. I gotta praise. I gotta praise and I gotta get it out. I gotta praise. I gotta praise. I gotta praise and I gotta get it out. I gotta praise. Yeah. I gotta praise. I gotta praise. Sound like I'm among the saints. Thank you, God. Yeah. I gotta shout, and I gotta get it out. I gotta shout, yeah. All right, yeah. Thank you, God. Yeah. He's worthy to be praised. The old preacher would say, from the rising of the sun and to the going down of the same, he's worthy to be praised. I ain't talking about no praise. I ain't talking about no practice praise. I ain't talking about no impromptu praise. I'm talking about real praise. Yeah, God. Praise with tears in your eyes. Praise with your issues and your problems. Praise and you know you missed them all. Praise in spite of you. Let me tell you something about praise. Praise doesn't have to do anything in terms of where you are or what you've done or what you accomplished. Praise has something to do with in terms of who he is. Praise ain't got nothing in terms of how I feel. Has nothing in terms of whether I've done right or wrong. Praise is the fact that I can look up and recognize that in spite of me, God still is who he say he is, and he'll never cease to be. Praise ain't got nothing to do with me. So when it those that sit down, you know, folks sit down in church talking about, I don't know why he making all that noise. He know he ain't right. Yeah, you're right. I ain't right, but he is. And that's why I praise, not because I'm right, because he is right. I don't know why he prays. He got 99 problems. Amen. But God ain't one. He's the one that solved the 99. And I don't give him some man. Can somebody in this room do understand that my praise ain't got nothing to do with you? My praise ain't got nothing to do with what I done yesterday. My praise ain't got nothing to do in terms of how I treated you or how you think I treated you. My praise, the reason my mouth is open real loud is because God is who he say he is, and he'll never ever cease to be. So everybody in this room, no matter who you are, saved and unsaved, ought to have enough sin to give God some. Let everything that has breath praise him. Even if you ain't saved, you ought to praise him. Praise is a universal language that everybody that lives in this sphere of humanity ought to be able to catch and do, because you do understand that you did not place the sun where it is. You do understand that you don't control the weather, even though you predict the weather. trying to get drafted to a higher. I'm trying to get drafted to another sphere. Amen. Thank you, God. Amen. Yeah, God. Yeah, I'm going to act like it's the last Sunday. I'm going to act like it's my last chance. I'm going to do all of that and some more. Amen. Because I don't know. Yeah. And just in case it ain't, I got an encore coming on. New Year's Eve, we'll be here at 9 o'clock in a worship experience. We'll be here, we'll be praising, and then we'll be eating. Amen. Yeah. Amen. All right. All that said, that's discernment. I don't think the women's for yelling and let me have the final Sunday from 2018 to make this little claim. If you will get to the book of Daniel, there's an issue in the life of the kingdom of God. Yes. And his people. It's one I want to take up with you. For 2019, anything I'm going to fuss about, as my children will say, if there's anything I'm going to nag you about, is whether or not you wake up in the morning as a believer being driven. Okay. I'm going to bother you until I agitate you enough to realize that your life is more than just a get up in the morning and waiting for what's going to happen. Your life has been called to make something happen.
Yes, sir. Amen.
Tom Battle in his book, Chasing the Lion, came in agreement with me that believers ought to get up every morning to do something real different than everyone else. Amen. Can I help you today? All too many times when we come to the life of the believer, those that are in the kingdom, God that say, those that say they know God, that we live too much of a mediocre existence. Everybody else wake up in the morning and they got to go get it. When the athlete get up in the morning, he's chasing a championship. When the hustler get up in the morning, he chasing the eagle. When the businessman get up in the morning, he chasing a dollar. Everybody get up in the morning and chase things. But when the believer get up, we wait for things.
Thank you, God.
We've been disillusioned about the reality of the truth in terms of the God that created us in his likeness and image. We have been disconnected from our purpose and our existence in terms of who he intended us to be. He created Adam, and when he got through creating Adam, he told Adam to have dominion. Be fruitful and multiply. That's right. He always intended Adam to get up with an agenda, pursuing and chasing and causing things to happen and to rule and to reign and to have dominion. And you can't have dominion while you're waiting on other folk to do something for you. That's right. Can I help you? We have used prayer as a tool to dismiss our responsibility and the reason to wait and to be lazy for God to come and do something when God has given you and I the responsibility and the capability of making things happen in the earth realm. All right. I want to start these series of sermons. And I think we ought to start it in the last year coming into the next. Because it's until we make up our mind that we must live above mediocrity. And the only way you can do that is you got to wake up in the morning and be driven. For the next several weeks, I want us to have this spiritual conversation about being driven. Let me read verse 10 for you. I won't make you stand for the duration, but I'll cover as from probably the whole chapter for the most part in terms of Daniel. But I'll cover verse 10 for you, let you rest, and then let you hear my argument in terms of this. Amen. Verse 10. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his window being open in his chambers towards Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before God as he did aforetime. Turn to your neighbor and say to them, be driven. Be driven. Be driven.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
Let's assume as believers
My God.
that you understand what it is to be driven, and to assure that we put it in its right spiritual context. Watch this. The dictionary defines driven as an adjective. One that gives description to a behavior, one that gives description to actions in terms of what we do. And it says to be driven is to be motivated or determined by a specific factor. Feeling, spirit, or source of power. One more time in here. That when you and I wake up in the morning, we ought to be motivated.
Yes, sir.
By something in the earth realm that makes us get up and do what you don't want to do.
Yes, sir.
You know, I wake up, and when we get up in the morning, we ought to shake sleep
Yeah.
as if it's an enemy to your purpose. You ought to wake up in the morning and say to your bed that you're holding me back from my purpose, and you're holding me back, and you ought to jump up, not crawl up, get up, drag up. You ought not even contemplate whether or not you ought to sit here and be here all day. You ought not look forward to laying down. You ought to look forward to being getting up, because when you are driven, then that's something that's going on in terms of your life and your eternal being that's making you realize that your purpose is greater than your pleasure. Your purpose is greater than your problem. Your purpose is greater than your situations and circumstances, your limited ability. Then watch it. The church needs to be driven. Every day in my life I ought to get up with a drive to do something. I don't care if you don't have an appointment, make an appointment. I don't care if nobody ain't inviting you nowhere, invite yourself. I don't care if nobody ain't trying to make something happen for you. You get up and make something happen anyway. I don't care if nobody calling you for a job, create your own job. You ought to be driven to get up and make something happen. And all too many times when it comes to kingdom living, and when it comes to believers, we don't wake up in the morning as if we're driven. Do you have things that you're in pursuit of, things that you're trying to accomplish, things that you're trying to get, that sleep can't help you, and in casual time and casual hangout, you ought to leave happy hour knowing that every time you're spending happy hour, you're missing an opportunity to make something happen in your life that'll keep your life purposeful. Can I help you this morning? And when we come to this text and we start talking about Daniel, and I'm glad that we start right here in terms about being driven when it comes to Daniel, because Daniel is a man of prayer. Because so many times we use prayer to dismiss our responsibility. We use prayer to dismiss the fact that I need to be driven, I need to be motivated, I need to have initiative, I need to be able to get up and do something. We believe that if I pray about it, then I can do nothing. I don't have to do nothing about it. But Daniel teaches us something else. He is one of the models of prayer in the Bible. It is that if you start talking about praying men, one of the persons that's in the top 3 is going to be Daniel. And so Daniel teaches you and I that you must pray all the time and pray without ceasing. nonsense, but you must get up with some motivation. You must get up and do something about what's going on in your life. You must be actively involved in your own deliverance and your own outcome and your own greatness. Daniel teaches you that you pray as if everything depends on God, and then you get up and do something as if everything depends on you. Can I help you in this room one more time for believers? The part of the reason why we always end up with mediocrity, because you always end up with what God has done for you, but you haven't done enough for yourself. You took it up and based upon what God made happen for you, but you ain't made the rest happen. And if you put God's action and your actions together, it's going to always equal greatness. It's going to always equal more than a conqueror. It's always going to equal, I can do all things that Christ that strengthened me. You remember, I can do is an active word that engage you in the responsibility of making happen things. All things happen as God do it through you. Yeah, don't you dismiss your responsibility. Don't act like your success ain't got nothing to do with what you. Don't act as if this ain't a part of what you. Yeah, don't act as if you can dismiss it and put it on God and then complain to God because it didn't happen. And God said, I was making it happen, but you didn't get up. I connected you with people, but you wouldn't speak to them. Okay. I gave you purpose, but you were too pitiful in terms of your pity about yourself that you didn't use your purpose. Tell your neighbor, be driven. 2019, be driven. 2019, get up and make happen what you want to happen. 2019, don't wait for the wife, go get the wife. Don't, I hear women talking about, I'm going to wait on him, I was supposed to do that. Well, baby, you keep on not doing that, because that's a whole lot of women that's doing what they need to do to get what you think gonna come walking and knock on your door. He don't even know where you. And if he knock on your door, you'll call him a stranger. You got to get active and involved and be in a place. You got to let him see your qualities. You got to let him see your work ethic. You got to let him see that you're about something. You're about that business. You let them live. I know this y'all phrase right here. You got to be about that life. And if you're about that life, then you may end up into a window. Can I run the record? Can I help you in this room? Rebecca was about that life. And because of that, Isaac got chosen. She got chosen for her. Can I tell you, you got to be about that life. Sarah was about that life. She was so much about that life. She told Abraham, lay with another woman as long as I'm going to get with her. I'm driven. Sometimes you're too driven. Can I tell you, she was about that life. She wasn't going to let him miss anything. He told Abraham, we do what you have to do. I see you nodding your heads. I see you women in here growing up. But the problem is that sometimes you got to let somebody else handle what you can. Sometimes you got to let the mistake happen so God can give it back so you can perfect. Sometimes you got to find out it ain't the right place. And that's the problem with believers. I'm going to go ahead and open this thing up. That's the problem with believers. You got this superficial thing about God in your spiritual life. Your spiritual life has not been forged over this pureness. Your spiritual life has been forged over your sinfulness. Eve messed up, but God perfected her mess up with Adam and never charged her with it based upon their relationship. You better wake up and understand.
Yes, sir.
Can I help you in this room? Be driven. Rebecca wanted Jacob to be leader so much. She lied to Isaac in order to get her son. You better wake up and smell the coffee in this room.
Yes, sir.
Be driven.
Yes, sir.
All too many times you trying to win, but you ain't willing to do everything that it takes to win. Can I help you in this room? For 2019, you ready for this? God break laws to bring about his purpose. Oh, he don't? Then you better talk to Mary, because he ain't got no business impregnating a virgin that was waiting on a husband in order to espouse her. He messed up their relationship and put Joseph on the end Christians in here.
Yeah.
The new Christians who won't bring their old kind of stuff. Now you did everything you had to do in the world to win. Then you get into the kingdom and then you act as if you're so polite and you only do things. But I wonder why it's only when you're doing godly things. You'll be saved and lie in your relationship. You'll be saved and cheat in your relationship. You'll be saved and cheat on your job to get over. You'll be saved to get some. You'll get a hookup. You'll buy stolen goods with your good saved self. But when it comes to doing God stuff, you act as if you can't. No, I ain't talking about love folk. I'm talking about these saved folk. You ain't saved when you're doing that. I'm talking about these saved folk who act as if you got it all together and somebody come out and sell you a stolen TV and you buy it anyway because you're so driven for that merchandise, but you ain't driven for God. Talking about saved folk. Get up in the morning and you walk through hell for a relationship. You can break every law you can. The police are. But then when God tell you, no, I got to go to work. Maybe when you was laying in that bed and you knew that you had to go to work that day, but you take a lay down day with a man, but you won't take an off day to have a fast with God. Well, we know we ain't sitting this one right here. You driven in every area of your life except when it comes to the kingdom. You'll violate anything, everything except when it comes to the kingdom. You'll play by the rules with everything, and you'll break the rules with everything except when it comes to the kingdom. God gave me 5 cents. God gave you 5 cents not to keep running to a man that keep breaking your heart, but you don't use them then. Why you want to use them now? God wouldn't put me in nothing that'll make me feel that pain. Maybe you stay in that thing and then you don't tell me God won't.
Yes, he will.
That's good.
God won't let them remember. He sent his son down Calvary with his hands being nailed. And that was pain. And that was for you. God ain't this can't be a God. You lie.
I know that's right.
It is a God. Because he want to see how driven you are. He want to see how bad you want it. Because faith without works is dead. And anybody can fake faith because it's abstract and you cannot see it. But faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And people never see it unless you have the kind of faith that is driven to make it happen. Y'all don't want me to do this? This too hard. My God, look at this too hard. I mean, we be looking at that Bible. I'm trying to figure out which one. And number one, we can hang our hat and say it was sinless. And the rest of them was scandalous.
All right. Straight scandalous.
Moses scandalous. Let me talk to you about what she's right. Moses brought the law down and said not to marry outside your race. And then he saw the beauty of the Ethiopian woman and married her anyway against scandalous. So I didn't even understand that this word that God is sending out to you is to get you motivated about coming into a place of dominion and a place of purpose. But you can't get to a place of dominion without being driven. He ain't come to let you reign. And I'm about to disappoint a whole lot of folk in here. You won't be reigning with him because you cannot stand to suffer with him. Come on. Peter said those that suffer with him gonna reign with him. And sometimes suffering means I can't have what I want when I want. Suffering means I deny myself to go where I want to go so I can do what he wants me to do. Suffering means I give up my will for his will. Suffering means that I go through stuff and it makes me stay. And I got some testimony in this room. One of the most crazy situations in my life. I told God I don't take that. I'm just telling you, I told him I don't take that from no woman. God said, don't you leave, don't you go nowhere. Until I tell you, and I said, no, I don't care. And I ready to go. God said, no, you ain't. You better hear me.
Yes, sir.
And he made me suffer.
In their hearts. Yeah.
And he made me take what I normally won't take from nobody.
That's right, sir.
And he made me stay where I normally wouldn't stay. So that he can bring about a greater purpose and a greater...
Yes, sir.
Some of us in here need to realize that. Be driven. First sign of trouble in the believer's life, they ready to quit, ready to give up. First time they marriage hit a problem. And God don't want me, you lie!
I know that's
There's some heart.
He ain't no weak God, he's a God of strength. He ain't God that succumb to circumstances, he changed circumstances. And now we've allowed and released into the kingdom all these good, pleasant, positive mindsetters in church, and because they can draw the crowd, but what they can't do is build your character. And that's why you got to upload of so many believers running around here, you know, like it's a hippie parade around here. All of it is good. All of it's going to be pleasant. All of it's going to be delightful. All we need to do is just hang out, be together, and that's right here. And then when you can't get it from one person, you hop to another person and another person. And if God was all that good, why God going to let you be turned over so many times? Okay, y'all want me to leave it on? Is that too rough for the millennials in this room?
That's a praise, sir.
they got to eat it.
Preach, sir.
Come on, Jesus.
Because the truth of the matter is, if you don't stay in the process, you're going to start over another process, and you're going to keep on being processed, but you'll never ever come forth because you're always quitting.
That's right. You got to do it. You got to try.
Y'all want me to leave it alone?
No, preach, Pastor. You own it. You own it.
I had some points here. I had some stuff to say here. And all too many times that the believer don't have a fight. Talking about you're a soldier on the battlefield of the Lord, and you get a cold and you can't come to church. Yeah, I'm a soldier in the army of the Lord. If I die, let me die. But soon as your foot hurt, I got my toe hurt today. Singing and saying and proclaiming to be something that somebody that you're not.
That's right. Come on, Pastor.
And you're offended by people who tell you the truth about who you really are. Because you love folk that still continue to tell you who you're not, and you pretend and they tell you and you're not. It's a lie, and it's a lie that you know that you don't have character. You don't have faith. And that's why people with less skill, less ability, win more and accomplish more than you do, because you're addicted to convenience. You go where you go can get some convenience. You go where people will lick you and like you and not ever help you. You go where folk will lie to you about you to make you feel good about it, and nothing ever changes in you. And if nothing ever changes, you can never ever accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. You can't get there. You can have every degree and still can't get there. You can have every qualification and still can't get there. You can have every hookup and can't get there. My preacher's friends used to say this to him: your daddy can get you in, but it's going to take your preaching to keep you there. And they was talking about preachers who daddy promoted them, but they didn't have the capability or the character or the stick-to-itness to do the very thing that they daddy struggled to get. It was given to them free, and now they can't sustain it. My children think I'm hard on them. I ain't hard on them. I just want them to have character. I dare to give them something that I know that they got to earn and they got to work for and they got to struggle for. I dare to try to promote them on my name or promote them based upon what. No, they got to earn it. You got to get in the fight so you can be a fighter. Look at how many boxers so never become boxers. The reason why they never become boxers because they ain't got the same drive. They have the same DNA, but they don't have the same drive. They keep on saying, what's the difference between between Michael and some of the others. And I'll leave that right there like that.
Right there.
Because Michael had to have the drive.
That's right. Kill his name.
I believe he left college early, not just because he wanted to go, because the coach made it uncomfortable. It wasn't a pleasant ride and a pleasant. He had to drive because he knew he could be cut. Regardless of his ability. He was cut when he was a young man, didn't even want him on the team.
Yeah.
And that made him have drive to get up and say, nobody never cut me again.
Now.
I'll never ever be kicked off a team again. And all too many times, believers come, but you don't have drive.
Yeah.
Folk call you mean and say you're hard-hearted and you're careless. No, not careless, fearless.
There's a difference. Right.
See, so sometimes you got to stop crying about your problems. At some point, you got to quit whining about that and start winning about it. At some point, you got to be able to cut it off. At some point, you got to accept the fact that some people ain't coming back in your life. Some people don't mean you're good in life. Some people don't want you. You got to accept it, get up, make up your mind, and say, no matter what they say or think, I got it. Can I help you in these hard times? Some folks still whining about folk that left you. I can care less.
I know you're right.
And people get mad and say, Pastor, that's not a political correct room. I ain't trying to be politically correct for you and nobody else in this room. I'm trying to be strong correct. I'm trying to be driven.
Yes, Lord.
And driven means that when I get up in the morning, I got to be willing to encourage myself like David if all the people that's been supporting me want to stone me.
That's good.
Courage yourself.
Driven means I got to get up with my heart hurt. My mind confused. Driven means I got to accept my losses and still look for my wins. Driven means that I got to accept the fact that I experienced defeat in one day, but victory is still ahead of me the next day. If I get up and I stop worrying, I stop looking back and stop looking over my shoulder and stop looking for folk that ain't coming to help you, and that don't mean you're no good. I get up and be driven. I don't care what my mama did. I don't care what my daddy did. I don't care what side of the mountain I was born on. I don't care if I did have a silver spoon. I made my own spoon.
My God.
Lord.
Jesus.
Preach it.
Be driven.
Yes, sir.
Don't matter what folk think or say about you.
That's right. For real.
Don't matter. Some of us can't be driven because we're so busy worrying about what's going on in the crowd.
My God.
Let me at least give you your points. And so you know I had one. Go ahead and roll these points. Let me give them to me, then I'll finish this conversation. One, be driven in the core of your being. Being driven ain't got nothing to do with your external. Ain't got nothing to do with your capabilities or anything that has that. He says, found in Daniel was an excellent spirit.
Amen.
Two things, when you use that word excellent, first you're going to get exit. Meaning that Daniel had to step outside of his experience, outside of his strength, outside of that and accomplish something that others around him wasn't doing.
That's right.
He had X. Meaning Daniel had to exit out of the reality of being a slave. He had to exit out of the reality that he was a refugee in another man's country that had dominion over him. He had to exit out all the bad things that hurt and happened, and he watched family killed and other people murdered. He had to exit out that yesterday used to be a better day and he had a great experience. He had to exit out that God allowed it to happen to him, no matter in terms of fact that he had faith in him. He had to exit out the fact that God had dealt him a hand that he may not feel that he deserved. He had to exit out the fact that God had promoted him in the way he promoted him by sending him into a place that would oppress him. God, he had to exit out that this wasn't a good opportunity, but he had to turn it into something that was better than what it looked like. You and I, in order to excel, to be great, to do more beyond the norm, you got to get outside. I don't care. education, so he said, had to still sign his name with X's, but never yet he became a millionaire while Bill making concrete. You better hear me. He had the exit out that he couldn't read.
Yeah. Come on, Pastor. Right.
And had to focus on what he could do. And when people saw what he could do, he had the exit out. They treated him out of more millions than they probably allowed him to make. But he was glad the fact that with a 4th grade education, I still made millions. When I look around and folk that had more degrees and education than him couldn't make it.
Wow. I know you
That's
right.
good.
Get outside of that.
Amen.
What's your why? What you still whining about? What your mama did, what your daddy did, what your teacher at school did, what family did. What you still whining about?
Talk about it now.
Exit out.
Yes.
Get up and tell yourself, I'm a win. I'm a win that the very people that left me don't want to talk about me, they don't want to talk to me and deal with me, they'll come back and they'll celebrate. Someone was whining over losers.
Glory.
Whining over losers.
Yeah.
Pastor, don't call nobody a loser. That's a lie. That's the other thing with believers. Don't call nobody that God didn't make no junk. He didn't make any. But some decided to be.
That's good. That's good.
And if that's what you want to be, so let it be. Somebody in here, didn't you just hear me?
Come on.
Live in this superficial. I told you, this world of superficial fantasy in terms of calling what is reality. I'm a good person. You're a good person. You treat everybody bad.
Come on, man.
I know you right.
Preach, Pastor. Tell the truth right there, Pastor.
Folk talking about I love you. He ain't never done nothing for me. Oh, I love you, Pastor. You lie on me every time you get a chance.
Come on.
Really? And if you run to me, I be trying to tell people to quit doing that. Quit talking about, you know I love you, Pastor. Don't do me like that because you know I like that. I have a propensity to want to tell you the truth.
Set you free.
Now you don't love me. The way you talk about me, no, you don't. He excelled. He excelled beyond his issues. He excelled beyond the people that was around him. Because he had an excellent spirit. In him was a spirit to excel. In him was a spirit to be driven. He showed up as a slave. And they picked him to be part of the king's part because they can see that it was in him was something different, unique, and greater. He had character to deal with suffering.
My God.
He watched his family crushed. And when they brought him in, he had to work for the people that crushed him. Some women say, man, I ain't gonna work for the man. I know, because you won't work for yourself. When you get up, you ain't working for no man, but the man that created you to make you to be great. And sometimes you got to work for the enemy. Somebody in here hear me? Sometimes you got to work for the enemy. You better hear me. Sometimes you got to work for the enemy. Don't you tell me, God, I want to see me to the enemy. He sent Moses there for 40 years to work for the very enemy that was still Moses and his people. And when Moses discovered that that was the enemy, Moses turned around and killed one because he was driven. Somebody talking about that little shame Moses killed him. I'll be looking at him and say, Moses, you should have killed him and you should have waited till you got in power and killed all of them. See, here we go again. And that was before they got the law, so Moses would have still been all right if he killed all of them because there was no law that said you couldn't kill. Can I drop that right there? The Bible says there's a time for everything except in Christendom. Read the Bible. God don't want me to kill nobody. Believers don't have killer instincts. You let folk take over your house. You let demons run you raggedy. You make friends with your demons and your devils. You open your door and you make them from. Just remember, God said he'll prepare a table before you in the prayer. God will prepare a table before you, not you. Somebody in here better help you. Somebody in here. If your enemy hungry, feed him. But that's the enemy I'm trying to change his heart. That ain't the enemy I'm trying to be his friend. Come to win. Can I help you? Can I help you in this world? Watch this.
Yes.
Found in him was an excellent spirit, and because of that, he was promoted over everyone. Watch this right here. You have to be driven beyond your critics and your crowd.
Amen.
You know what gets on my nerves about believers? You want to be great, but you can't stand for nobody to talk about you. And some of you can't be great because you're too. One of the things the athletes, when I see them, they say, man, they paying you enough for them to say what they want to say. You just keep on going, play and win and becoming the champ. Tom Brady don't care about what y'all say about him. I'm a Miami Dolphin fan. And I ain't never liked Tom Brady until about 3 years ago when he won that game against Atlanta.
Yeah.
And when Tom Brady beat Atlanta, I became a fan of Tom Brady's driven spirit. And I'm a Dolphin fan. And that's our arch rival. But I like Tom Brady. And the reason why I like him is because Tom Brady don't care about what nobody say about it. They call him a cheater, and he still be a champion. He's driven. Him and Bill do whatever they have to do. And then this one believe, oh, they cheated to get that. Why you whining? They holding the trophy. You didn't get it the right way. You didn't either. Women talking about, and she got your husband though. And you lost him. She ain't nothing but a thought, but she used her thoughtism to get what you weren't willing to do. You losing. Because you telling them what you want to and what you don't like. And she doing everything he like because she's driven. She's driven to get your husband. She's driven to get your man. And while you sitting there thinking you conveniently can just make the man, and because you have the paper, baby, but the paper don't mean the person. Sister. And you run around telling me I don't feel like it tonight. Keep on not feeling like it. Ain't no man gonna be over me. You right. Because you're about to be by yourself.
There you go, yes, sir.
Men running around, you discounting her after she's doing everything she can for you.
Yeah. Come on, Pastor.
She know you ain't right,
Okay.
but she remains faithful.
Come on.
And you make the stupid decision and leave a woman that's faithful to you even when you ain't, to a woman that you're being unfaithful with, not knowing that she already proved to you that she is an unfaithful woman. Somebody mess this thing up here. The woman that cheated with you is the woman that is unfaithful. Like you, y'all are partners in crime. Y'all have the same character and characteristics. Y'all don't care about covenant relationship, covenant marriage, covenant command. And if she don't care about the one that you're in, she won't care about the one that you'll be with her.
That's right.
That's right.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
Birds of a feather flock.
Can I help you in this room?
Yeah.
But the one that stayed,
Yeah.
the one that had enough character to say, I ain't got to lay like you lay.
No, that's right.
I ain't got to play because you play. Because my character is greater than that. I'm not less. I'm not that woman. I'm not that cheap woman. I'm not that woman that would cheat. Oh, did I say cheap? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't gonna get mad at me. I know this woman that y'all gonna get mad at me.
What you do, Pastor?
It's always cheap when you don't have to pay the high cost of covenant relationship. I really want to sit down right here and just really want to have this conversation. And so all the men who do you think you got something because she's bad and she's booming and she's walking like that, but she's cheap. Because she doesn't require you to give covenant relationship, and you know that's the highest of commitment, and that ties you and contract everything that you have to her and with her. Now, can I do this? All right, you're a recent college grad in here, so we're on your way, so you can tell me to do it. Baby, I don't care how fine you are. I don't care how many degrees you have. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what you make in the workplace. Baby, if you land without a covenant relationship, you cheap. Oh, y'all. You cheat, and you're cheating yourself, and you're cheating your children, and you're cheating the people. You cheat. And let me tell you what men know, but they ain't gonna never told you. They can tell you. They're gonna tell you what you want to hear. We know you are. I ain't gonna ask them over here because all of them will be in trouble, and all of them the rest of the day will be celebrating the rest of their days, and they should be. Until. Pastor, no, be driven.
That's right, be driven.
You want a husband, you want a wife, quit being a boyfriend and a girlfriend to somebody. Be driven enough to not to be able to lay with somebody until they covenant with you. Be driven to get what you want out of the deal and not settle for what they're going to give you.
That's right. That's good.
Want me to leave him alone, Pastor?
Go ahead.
Leave him alone, Rob? Leave him alone, Rob. Say leave him alone. See, love is the ultimate expression of the reality of what I am and who I am and how I feel about you. And it ain't no thing in terms of you saying that you love me, but you won't marry me.
Thank you. Okay.
Daughters, I'm talking to you. I'm telling you what I tell minds.
That's good.
They grown. I can't control what they do.
Yeah.
But they can't control what I say either.
I know that's right.
And then don't get mad when I told you as your father that he doesn't love you and respect you if he doesn't have a date to marry you. And I don't care, this is not about generational change. It is about the change of the heart of people towards people. Love ain't what it used to be. You used to love people and you didn't have to wait for them to get a degree. You didn't have to wait for them to get something. You didn't have to wait for them to get a good job. That when you met the person that you know that you wanted to be with and they wanted to be with you, you know enough about them that they'll work. Even if they, it's a lie.
Yeah. Glory.
You cheap. And you settle for a cheap experience.
Yes.
Because sex without marriage is a cheap experience.
Yes, it is.
It's the act of marriage without the contract and the benefits of it.
That's right.
Amen.
Come on.
It's an expression with no benefits. It is a practice test. It is a practice run. It is an exam that is given. It is a pop quiz. And all the thing they popping you so that they can be ready for somebody else. And you get the low grade. Every pretest is always the test that ends up with the lower grade because they got ready for the next level. Now you got to decide what you want to be. Pop test, pop quiz. And this for both men and women. Some women sleep with you because they know that they cannot afford you.
Come on, Pastor.
They cannot afford your level of spirituality. They cannot afford your level in terms of your demand. They cannot afford you. And some of us settle for a cheap lay.
Come on.
You go in here knowing that a woman ain't got number one ability. And has no capacity to serve you in terms of your purpose.
Yeah.
And your purpose dwindle. while your pleasure is exploding. But sooner or later your pleasure dies down because it gets old when it doesn't have purpose tied to it. It fizzles out.
That's good,
And the fool will marry his purpose, will marry his pleasure, and forget about his purpose. Can you get up in the morning and help me do what God has called me to do? If I go down, can you keep it going? If I can't preach, can you stand up and preach for me today, baby? Can you go in prayer meeting for me? Can you make the phone calls? Can you counsel them? Can you be at peace? Can you come and show up with a spirit of unity and not a spirit of division, a spirit of love and not a spirit of hate? Can you love the folk that God then called me to? A lot of women will never walk with me because they can't walk with the people that God has called to me. Tell me, you can't walk with me, you hate them, you hate me. You can't serve an assignment you hate. Baby, when I get up in the morning, I'm glad to go to Midtown Family Worship Center. See these few folk in here, this little country church. I'm happy about here. And what you see as small, I see as a great opportunity to express the fact that it ain't about my pride, but it's about my call. I love what I see. Some folk been disqualified just because of how you feel and what you say about them folk and don't know. You like talking about my children. You out of here. I put you in as an afterthought. Because I'm driven to the fact that I never ever let nobody walk with me that can't embrace God's purpose for me. Played that game long enough. Been cheap. I've been cheap long enough. And I'll never be cheap again. You ain't got enough money to make me cheap no more. I turned down millions to walk with these folk. I turned down $250,000 a year to walk with these folk, and knowing that we can't. I'd rather serve my purpose than to be serving profit. I love these folk. And you ever get somebody who's talking about they driven and they love you? You don't love me. Because I'm my purpose. I'm what I'm called to.
Yes, sir.
I'm who I'm called to.
That's right, that's right.
To the contrary, the truth of the matter, God only calls you to people that are part of them is somewhere in you.
That's right.
And you in them.
That's good.
That you can identify. He called, let me close right here. He called Jesus to us.
Come on. That's right. That's right.
But in order to do that, he had to put us on him.
Yeah.
Can I help you? He clothes divinity with humanity so he can be with us and so he can be us. I think the Hebrew writers say now we have a high priest that's been touched with our infirmities. He knows your struggle. He knows it's hard to be driven when you're walking with humanity. He knows that it's hard to be divine when you're walking with celestial, with the terrestrial on you. He knows that it's not easy carrying this load of flesh. But in order for him to represent us, he had to be us, and he had to become a part of us, and he has to be driven for us. And watch this right here. He says, for the joy that was set before him, he despised the shame and gave himself to the cross. Can I help you in terms of that? One of the sermons I can't wait to preach. I thought it was going to be, he said, when Jesus knew that Calvary was in front of him, he set his face like a flint towards Calvary, as if to say that I'm driven enough. Can I help you out? Because many of us were missing in terms of not thinking that he he's driven. I wish I would have finished. Maybe I'll finish this later, this sermon later, because it's a good one. But he was driven enough. It's not that as if he didn't know, because remember, he knows all that is to be known. And he's already seen what needs to be seen. And he's already had awakened everything that was coming. He knew what was coming. And that's why when he got to the Garden of Gethsemane, the Bible says he prayed in great anguish, because he knew that what was going to take place. He could see the nails. He could, before it happened. He could, see the darkness of God forsaking him before it happened. But nevertheless, he kept on. That's what he says. Nevertheless, let this go. Nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. I'm driven beyond my worry. I'm driven beyond my pain. I'm driven beyond my inconvenience. I'm driven beyond my suffering. I'm driven beyond the nails in my head. I'm driven beyond the beat all night long. I'm driven beyond the lies told in court. I'm driven beyond Judas' betrayal. I'm driven beyond Peter's denial. I'm driven beyond the other 9 that will leave me. I'm driven beyond my mother tears. I'm driven beyond that they would gamble at my feet. I'm driven beyond that they'll whoop me all night long. I'm driven beyond the 72 thorns. I'm driven beyond the fact that they would place me on a pad of bullock. I'm driven beyond that they will nail my hands, spike my feet, thrust me in my side, drop me down, place me in a bar or two. I'm driven beyond that I got to stay in a dark place and in a death place all night Friday night. I'm driven beyond that Saturday. I got to hang out with demons. Saturday, I got to hang out with dead folk. I'm driven beyond. I got to go down in order that I may come up. But I want you to shout to everybody that's driven in the room. Tell them celebration will come. And that's why I want to end it right now. Go ahead, be driven. Be driven until folk, until you drive out your haters. Be driven until you drive out your handicaps and your bad habits. Be driven enough because one of these days celebration will come. Can I tell you, bright early one Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. Start to your neighbor and say it's worth it. It's worth the pain. It's worth the shame. It's worth the sacrifice, because God will raise you up. God will give you victory. Go ahead, be driven. And to be driven means you got to go through something. To be driven, it means that you don't settle for nothing. To be driven, it means that you don't want some of it, but you want all of it. And that's what he shouted on resurrection morning. He had some power when he was in heaven. He had some power when he was on earth. And the only way he can claim power, he had to operate in all 3 dimensions. He went to hell and took the keys from death and the grave. He went to hell, snatched the devil's power, snatched the demon power. He went to hell, he took men's sin to Calvary, and he gained all power over sin for his perfect sacrifice. And then when he pleased the Father, he gave him his authority.